everyone. Yay. Okay. So today I wanted to go live super impromptu because there's something that I am actually working on internally. And because I'm working on it internally, of course, my nature is to share it with each and every one of you. So it is in regards to your gifts. Okay. So show of hands, anyone who's watching live or anyone who's watching the replay, play along with me. By the way, stay engaged in this experience because that's going to keep you present, going to keep the ahas moving, and it's going to just show that you're in a community that does care and does show up here. So the next, oh my gosh, not the next, sorry, like I'm in a flurry, the channel's coming. So just give me a minute because I'm attempting to ground also. So anyway, if you have had issues in accepting compliments, put a C in the chat. C for compliments. If you have had a nerd or some like alien on your face, some energy about accepting compliments, put a C in the chat. And that's right now. Like right now, if I told you about your gifts and I shared how wonderful you are and how physically attractive you are and such and so forth, put C in the chat. If you would not accept that compliment fully 100%, or if there's work that you would need to do to clear out the space for it to just land right away. That's the other, that's like an energy block that's still there. You might be working on it, but it's still there. Okay. Put a C in the chat. Okay. Next thing, are you ready? Do you know exactly what your gifts are? Do you know what your gifts are? Okay, and I'm going to share an example, and then I'm going to go into my story of these things. So I'm going to give you a little boost so the channel can start to activate, and I'll share with you what I am up to so that this will land a little bit differently too. So the next piece of this is, do you know what your gifts are? Example, I asked someone a question the other day. It was one of my past students. I said, hey, if I were to give some free offerings coming up, what would you want to hear about? What types of trainings would you want? What would you come to? What classes would you want to come to? You know, what kind of trainings would you want? And she said, spiritual groundedness. And I said, okay, those are some, okay. And I asked her right away, I said, what does spiritual groundedness mean for you? And she said, well, I don't know, but for whatever reason, I was just told to tell you that. I've never felt called to tell anyone things like that. It just landed in my body, which is weird, she said. And I've never felt called to do that before. She said, it's interesting. I think I often feel that way in your presence. I said, okay, how interesting, because that is my experience of what happens when people come into my space and I ask them a neutral question. They're able to see things about themselves that they've never seen before. It's like a mirror that I'm able to show up for them to see something in a different way. I've been told that in different coaching containers that I've coached in. I've been told that one-on-one individually, and I've started to notice it in the world. So if you haven't put actually on paper, y'all, this isn't like a, I think I know my gifts, or yeah, I know my talents. This is like, you could literally list your top 20 things and you have over 50 of them. Okay. So none of this crap of you only have like 2 or 3 skills. And I'm not talking about like you're really good at Zoom management, virtual Zoom management. Okay. I'm talking about this internal piece of you that no one else could possibly have because it's your unique flavor, your unique thing, your unique piece of how you're plugged into the planet. Okay, so if you know what your gifts are, put G for gifts in the chat. And if you don't know, put no in the chat. G for gifts, no for no if you don't know what your gifts are. You know what? I guess I get to look at the Facebook. Here we go. Yay! Okay, awesome. Hi, Lynn. I see you watching. Tanya. Okay, awesome. And I apologize. I was just now looking at the comments. make sure I can see those. Okay, awesome. Yay. Yes and no. Okay. So in the chat, I'm seeing Lynn, you're putting yes and no. So I'm going to share with you. It's either the answer is either yes, you know your gifts, or no, you don't. It's not a I know a little bit or I don't know. It's kind of like this particular example is like you're either committed to something or you're not committed. You can't be kind of committed. You can't be kind of pregnant. You can't be kind of thirsty. You're either thirsty or you're not. What our brains have done is put these qualifiers on things so we don't feel as bad about saying yes or no. Oh, yeah, I'm kind of hungry. Like, are you hungry or are you not hungry? Are you pregnant or you're not pregnant? You can't be kind of pregnant, you know? So use that example when you're looking at moving through life. This is actually a transformational leadership technique. This is going to support you in being responsible and being present and connected to what's really going on. Because if you're saying yes and no, your body does not have an opportunity to feel that no and have a space to move forward. Does that make sense? So if you are connected to your gifts 100%, you've written them down, you deeply know, you deeply understand. And that doesn't mean that you're not aware of the ones that haven't gotten there yet, or you're working on new ones and you haven't quite put words to it. Okay. So that's G for gifts and no for no. For no, you haven't written them down. You are not present to all of your gifts. This isn't the check ins are an opportunity for you to see what the next step is. And if you're not fully 100% honest and in integrity with how you're checking in, then you've got no space to grow. Okay. So thank you for putting that in there and allowing me to have a teachable moment. Okay, awesome. Okay, great, 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 great. So, and I'll share with you also, I am a no. I am a no to this question. I'm going to share my story with you in just a minute of where this whole training came from, because that's what I'm going to do today is I'm going to write out this list of things that are unique to me that I make up that one, everybody knows about me. Two, I've told people about them before. Three, I'm present with them. And four, lucrative. Hey, Bubby, I'd have to shut the door. Okay, so anyway, the next piece of this, you fully trust and know that these instruments and tools, the way you deliver them, have a unique space, like a puzzle piece on the planet. Or you feel that everyone is intuitive. Everyone, many people can channel. Many people have prophetic gifts. Many people speak in tongues now. Maybe you're thinking, oh yeah, but it's just like everybody else. Everybody else is intuitive. Everybody else sees things and everybody else can channel too. And everybody else can have prayers that happen. Are you in that space? Okay, so the way you're going to check in with this one is a fit. If you 100% know and feel and trust how your unique gifts fit into the planet, so it's either fit or no. Fit or no. Okay. Fit or no. I fit in like the puzzle, or no, I don't fit in to this piece. So you can even put, no, I don't fit. I don't see how I fit. No, I don't see how I fit. This is very crucial. I literally did this with myself the other day, and I literally came to this realization just today, how I fit. Literally just now came to the realization how I fit. Okay, awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. You know how you fit. Okay, so my intention is that you're going to have a deeper understanding and a deeper connection to what that actually means. Because deep, deep within you, like, I'll give an example. I was a nurse for 11 years. I know that I fit in great with bone marrow and stem cell transplant and oncology nursing. That's not what we're talking about here. That's not what we're talking about here. No. Oh, sorry. 1 second. Let me get the door for the dog. No, Bucky. Okay. I know that I'm a nurse. I know that I was very good at my career and I fit in there, but there were things that were missing. Those are external services and experiences that I was able to provide. Yes, I was good at them. Underneath of that is the gift that I actually had, and so that I could carry out that position. Does that make sense? I'll give you another example. I worked in hospice for a period of time. Okay. So in my hospice training, was I very good at being a hospice nurse? Absolutely. Did I have trusted clients? Yes. Did they seek me after their families had passed away for emotional support after? Yes. That's not how I fit in. Underneath of that internal gift of how I was able to provide that external service, that's the piece of fitting in. So if you need to, if anyone's watching the replay or you're watching live and you need to adjust the fit or the I don't see how I fit, this is where we're going. We're going to a much deeper level because there's internal pieces about you that are still not fully present, and it's okay. Because what I've seen in the intuitive spiritual community, and I'm even talking about my fellow Christians, there are things that we have made up that we can't get paid or we can't have a business with these pieces of ourselves running in entirety. That we're always going to have to hide a part of ourselves. We're always going to have to hide a piece of the gifts, that deep inner gift. Okay. And I'm pulling out things so we can get into those deeper gifts. So stay tuned, trust the process. I'm going to get you down into these deeper gifts. Okay. So the other piece of it, I'll give you one more example. I retired my nursing career 3 or 4 years ago as a clinical education director. And right before that, I spent 5 years in management. So was I a great manager? Yes, that's how I fit into nursing world. But it's not the skills that I provided externally, it was the internal skills. Now I'll give you an example. The internal behind that was I made a declaration before I did any transformational leadership training was I wonder if I treated every person that I came across in this company as if they were the manager. Everyone in my team. What if I saw every single person on this team as a manager? So what that internal gift is underneath of that is not just teamwork. It's not just, I want everyone to win in this company. Underneath of that, deep underneath of that is I have a seriously incredible, effective way of holding space for people so that they see something about their life and about their self they've never seen before. And the other skill that I have is I have an incredible gift at coaching, teaching, and educating someone how to utilize that tool and how to show them how they fit into a team. Make sense? That's the difference between fitting in with the external skills and fitting in with the internal skills. If that's landing, put like a clap emoji or put some type of emoji in the chat so that I know that it's landing for you. I'm going to give another example. Trust me, I'm going to give another example. I'm going to go back to those other pieces and show you examples. And this is where I get to grow and I get to learn because what I have made up, and you're not alone, is that these tools, the internal tools, not the way they've externally showed up, the internal tools, that is your bread and butter. That is what you should be getting paid for. That is the aligned services that should be putting income into your bank account every single month, every single day, every hour of the day. If it's not, then there's some disconnection with how you're feeling into your knowing of your gifts and how you are seeking and searching for someone, some entity or entities, if you're the manifesting generators in the room, how to utilize those gifts in the world, how to put those into play, how to put all of your gifts when you list out your top 20, and that's your homework to list out your top 20. And if you really want to go the extra distance, that list should be 50. And if you're getting stuck, perfect, because that's an opportunity for you to grow and learn about yourself. Again, these are not external traits. These are internal, vibratory, sensory knowings, knowledge, and abilities that you have been gifted by our Creator to use in the world. And you're on this mini webinar because you want to use those tools. You're maybe not optimizing those tools. Maybe you're not searching for the people that need these tools or the companies that have been looking for your unique flavor to utilize these tools. You're not speaking what you need. And I have done that too. If you want to play the past life card, okay, I can play that game with you. I had a past life experience, and I don't really believe in past lives anymore. So that's a whole other, because time only exists right now. So every experience you've ever had, past, present, or future, is existing right now. So it's not really a past life. It's just um, an experience. It's a timeline that you're able to tap into that is concurrently running at this time. So I'm not going to, that's a whole other training I could get into, but just to show you where I'm at with this is a quote unquote past life experience that's happening right now, a concurrent timeline, was that I was locked in a cage and used for my gifts. So I started trying to hide some of them so that there would be less pain and less torture, or that I wouldn't be wrong. Because what would happen is if what I was able to see shifted, then there would be torture and shame and guilt and all of those other things. The other experience that I have had is being ridiculed and shamed for the prophetic person that I am. Okay. So now I want to give you, so put that in the chat. If you have had an experience where you have felt belittled for your gifts, or you have belittled your gifts, because we do it all the time. You do it all the time. I'm just keeping it real. You're watching this video because you do it all the time. Notice that and put that in the chat. Put that in the chat. Either on the replay or now. Okay. So, and it's okay. My encouragement to you is that you are brutally honest with yourself in where you are at so that you can move forward in the next piece that I'm getting ready to share with you. Okay. This is like a buildable experience. I'm doing it on the fly. No notes, no nothing. I was just like, click live. It's what I do. No emails, no nothing. You know how I roll. So anyway, I'll give you another example. The next example is why I was so good in hospice. The reason I was really good in hospice is because I could communicate with people who passed away. I could see visions and entities of people's family members that had passed away, that were in another realm, state of entropy, heaven, whatever you want to call it. I could see them. I could talk to them. They were in the room with my patients, and they provided me with information that I could give to the patient's family to support the process. The other gift that I had is, again, that deep holding of space. I have the ability to hold open vortexes and channels so that everything can be flushed out, so that movement into another state is possible. I'm like a channel opener. And this means also people who are dying. The third piece of that is deep within my heart was built to reconnect souls and to end timelines of existence of old patterns and old habits. So that means being really good at ushering death, because sometimes the old patterns and the old paradigms go out with a physical leaving of the physical. Do you see now the difference between how you fit in externally and how you fit in internally? So if you really want to play along and you really want to have a deep experience, because I'll support you and I'll coach you in the chat, is share with me your external version of how you fit in. And then share with me the internal aspect of that. Because in your homework that I'm going to give all of you who are watching this incredible training, be it as small and mighty as it is now you're going to be able to sit and open the availability for you to accept when someone compliments you, because you have an internal knowing of who you are. If you are not 100% in the knowing of what your gifts are, you don't know who you are. I'm going to say that again. If you do not have an inner knowing, a concrete knowing, I'm like holding on to my journal at the time. I'm like hitting my journal. I'm like, this is where I'm going to write my list today. If you don't have a knowing of that, if you don't have a knowing of that, you don't know who you are. If you do not have an inner knowing of your gifts and your talents and your tools that no one else has, no one else has the ability to hold open a channel like I do. No one else has the availability to provide a mirror for people to see something that they never have within themselves. Why? Because I came here to end karmic cycles and timelines for people. It shows up in me being able to be that mirror. No one else can do that like me. Every single one of my clients, every single one of my students in transformational leadership training have all said I am one of the most effective breakthrough coaches they've ever worked with, because of that internal gift. And I know it. That's one of my internal gifts that I know. I may forget about it from time to time, but I know it. And the invitation here is for you to know it and provide yourself with a list of these things, so that when you forget and your human nature goes into a comfort zone and you know that you've forgotten who you are, you're not able to take compliments, you're not making the money you want to, you're not making the results that you want to, you're not seeing things be attracted to you like they naturally should be. God provides for you every single day. And if he's not providing those exact manifestations that you're wanting, then something is not accurate. Either you have no idea what's really aligned for you, or you have no idea who you are. Either you have no idea what's really aligned for you, or you have no idea who you are. Because the second you show up in that channel is the second God starts to provide, because you have done the work to get there, to get to him. Everyone says, oh, but God should just provide for me and I can just sit back and do that. No. Or everyone says I should just go and do. And then God's going to provide, but he doesn't. And then I get resentful because I've been doing all this stuff and he's not. Guess what? Guess what? God needs to meet you somewhere. He can't meet you with a bunch of facade all over your face. He can't provide that for you if you don't really know what you want, if you don't really know that. then God can't meet you there. He's going to support you in the next steps and the next tools. Daniela, I just saw your text. You know who you really are? Yes. Yes. Write those down. Write those down. And I encourage you, I said 20 gifts. I encourage you to go for 50. I really do. This is like, as your coach, if I were your coach right now, I would give you 24 hours to come up with that list and I would check it. I would be on our WhatsApp like I do with my other clients, and I'd be like, hey, show me that list. We're going to talk about it. Because the next step of that is integration. One of the things that I see so many people in personal development and transformational experiences is to, yes, 50. Yes, Daniela, 50. You have at minimum 50 internal deep gifts that live inside you. And don't get stuck in the things. I love you. Don't get stuck in the things. That's what we do. Our human brain is like, get stuck in the things. I know this about you, Daniela. I could literally sit in front of you and do 30 on the fly. I'm so just so you know, I could do 30 about you on the fly right now. And if I can do 30 on the fly about you, you get to do 50. And I'm stretching myself to do this. So I'm literally going to put that in the chat. This is an opportunity. I know this like training was just on the pop fly, but I will literally support y'all if you put pictures of your gifts in the chat. I'm going to do the same. I'm literally going to do that today. I'm going to the coffee shop. I am going to write out my gifts and I'm going to put them in the chat. Yes, I can. And I'm going to, the next piece of that, I'll put mine in the chat so that you can see them. I would love to see, for those of you who are watching live, I see a few of you watching live, and for any of you watching #replay, put yours in the chat. Because the next piece of this is integration, and where I was going is, you know, I'm a go-getter too. I am a go freaking getter. You guys know that even in my down times, I produce things. Even in my down times, I produce things. Even in my producing times, I produce extra things. I'm doing the extras. Yeah, it's just who I am. Even as my hermit, even in my hermit, I'm like, I bet someone can, someone can use this knowledge right now. I'm a 2/4, so I lead with my hermit. And even when I'm deep in my hermit phase, I'm still thinking someone else can use this knowledge. So I share it, which is what I'm doing right now. Okay, so integration. What I notice about the go-getters and the doers and the high performers and all of those things is we go, and I'm going to say we because I do this exact same thing. I am coaching by experiences. We go in program after program after program after program after program. And you know what's missing? Integration. One of the pieces of hiring a coach that I have found so integral to my life is just hiring someone to be there for me to integrate all of the tools that I have learned over the past 4 years of my work in transformational leadership coaching. I do the business coaching. I do the love and relationship coaching. I've got, you know, money coaches. I've got the things and the things and the things. And it's like, but who is taking care of your internal self? Who is supporting you externally to take care of your internal self? Because there are still blinders and things that can show up to us in those next levels of where we're going in our life, in our business, in our relationships. There is still an opportunity for you to have a soft landing place just to be seen, just to be heard on a regular routine basis, so that you are building the faculties and the muscles to own who you are 90, at minimum 95% of the time. If you don't have a coach like that in your life, I implore you to have one. I am a coach that offers that. Well, this is not me offering my services training. I'm just sharing with you. That is something that I feel every single one of my clients gets to have, whether we're working short-term or long-term. And that is something that I see that is just throughout the spaces of coaching is no one's optimizing all the doing and all the steps and all of the trades and tools and things. It's like, well, great. but can you just hold space for me to be in these tools and provide feedback for me while I'm utilizing these tools and to support me in optimizing these amazing tools that I have? Yes, I will be there for that. Yes, Coach Candace, step in for that. That is me. And if it's not me and you have a transformational coach in your realm that you are working with, bring this into the space because they're only going to be, your coach will only be able to coach you on the things that you bring to the meeting, on the things that you bring to your calls, on the things that you're putting in your WhatsApps or your Voxers. And if you're not bringing that, you need that safe space to just integrate your tools. And that means utilize, optimize, trial by fire, have feedback, have a soft place to land. You get to have that. That's what's missing in creating these tools. It's one thing to know your tools. It's one thing to trust yourself and know your tools, but do you feel stretched? Like I just went on a 4-mile insanely intense hike through the mountains of Boulder, Colorado yesterday. And literally it hurts to breathe because my muscles in my back are so sore. I haven't utilized those muscles in so long and it feels so good. That's what integrating the list that you're going to be building, integrating the list of these tools, excuse me, talking about pain to breathe as my channel opens up. I'm like, I need to do my back's like, oh. That's what you truly get to have. That's what's missing because that piece is the thing that's going to keep you from doing this in your talents, this in your business, or not attracting the paid clients, the paid companies that have been waiting for your unique design. Because when you start speaking with someone, and this can't be done just on paper, this has to be done through word of mouth, through speaking it out loud, through testing and trials and working with someone externally. Because if it's not spoken out loud and if it's not utilized and worked through, like, like my back muscles, then you're going to be in a lot of pain like I am right now because I haven't been utilizing my back muscles and my lung muscles the way I did, and it shows up everywhere. But you have to be honest with yourself. You have someone in your corner that's optimizing your tools with you, supporting you and optimizing your tools. It's an external reflection because as soon as you start to speak it out, and remember, this is one of my gifts. As soon as you start to speak it out loud, you're going to see something that you never have before. That's going to open up a creative channel for you for God to then be like, oh, now she gets it. Oh, now he gets it. Now they get it. I'll send that person their way to work with them. I'll send them this idea so that they can go and do the things with that idea. If that landed for you in the chat, put palms, put the thank you palms or the meditation palms, put them in the chat. If this is landing for you, replay or live. This is the piece. This is just the piece. It's like when your coach, I love you, Daniela. See you in the chat. This is the piece of like, go do the damn thing. For me as a coach, when I see my clients showing up and they're doing the work, and we're getting the feedback and we're integrating, I'm like, go do the damn thing. Where else are you not going to do the damn thing? Because there's something that's still locked in here. So the invitation for you is if you don't have a coach that's doing that, write it down. Write it down and share it here in the chat. I promise you I will look at it. I promise you I will look at it. So I so glad that this is landing for those who are live. I'm glad that this is landing and this is supporting you. This is literally an impromptu training. I love my impromptu trainings. I feel like I'm able to, actually, I'm not going to speak that into space. I just love impromptu trainings. That's what I'm going to say. So if you have any questions, put those in the chat too. If you have any questions that arise, arose. I don't know English. What arised throughout this training, go ahead and put that in the chat. And if you are looking for someone like me to add to your spaces, to add to your corner, whether it's short term or long term, I would love to have a conversation with you. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you didn't see that I dropped an opportunity to name that offer with me. So I have a handful of people coming in for the first time. I've never worked with people short term. It's not always my favorite, but I'm giving it a try. So if you're looking for someone for 8 weeks or 12 weeks and you know exactly what it is that you want and you're not sure if I offer it, shoot me a DM. We'll get on a phone call and say, okay, this is where you're at with your budget. This is where you're at with what you want to have space held for. And here's what I feel integrity that I can provide for you in that. I've never heard a coach do that. I have literally never heard a coach say that we'll talk about budget and then I'll make something work for that. Never heard a coach say that. And I'm saying it because I'm just going to try it out and see if it fits, because that's what I've heard many of you are looking for. Okay, so anyway, put your questions in the chat. If you want to just learn about what's available in working with me, shoot me a DM. Any of you have my phone number. In fact, I think all of you that were live have my phone number. Shoot me a text and let's just have a conversation. And if you don't feel comfortable, which I hope that you do, in putting your gifts in the chat, shoot me a text, shoot me a DM. I want to see them. I absolutely want to see them, and I will support you in integration here in the chat. Okay, I love y'all. Oh, and one more thing, if you could do me a really big favor, if you know someone who would benefit from these trainings, from the trainings that I've been impromptu having, and for any of the stuff that I put in here, will you please invite them into this group? Will you invite them and tag them onto this video? I do truly want everyone to have an opportunity to have experiences like these. And it just needs to happen everywhere on the planet right now. So please share this with your friends, share this, tag your friends in this video, add your friends to this Facebook group. I would love to have your friends step into their inner knowing and their inner gifts, because if you are the, what is it, the summation or of all the energy and money of your top 5 people in your life, then I want them to I want you to be fully optimized in your closest 5 people in your life, even if it's your coaches, because the coaches need coaches too. Yes. I love y'all. Thank you so much for letting me channel with this. Oh, and if you don't know who I am, I get to be better at this. If you don't know who I am, my name is Candace Johnson. I have a plethora of titles that I won't even get into right now, but I am a nervous system subconscious expert. I am a disciple mentor. I am an integration coach. I'm a transformational and personal development leadership coach. I specialize in emotional intelligence. As I tutored before, I was a nurse before. I was a nurse for 11 years in bone marrow stem cell transplant, oncology, and then hospice, and then education for home health. Also worked in pediatrics for a period of time. So anyway, I love y'all. I'm excited to hear from you. And I'm excited to meet all of your friends and your colleagues and the people that you're doing life with.